Hey y'all, and welcome to Politabrawl. My name is Brian, and Matt Walsh gets brutally honest here with this student, and he does not hold back on this kid. This is wild. And before we dive into the video, I want to give a quick shout out over to my friends and our sponsor, Colonial Metals Group. They literally have the cure to fight inflation, but more on that later. Now, back to the video.
But why does that make you a woman?
Because
as opposed to just a man who doesn't get along with some other men, or a man who's depressed, or a man who doesn't feel at home totally in his body, which, by the way, is a pretty universal human experience. Everybody goes through it at one time or another. So in what way does that make you a woman, though? And it's interesting. You're telling me that you listen to the experiences of other transgender people.
Well, yeah.
But what about women?
So
because trans women are women, you would say, right?
I would say that. Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yes.
Okay, well then why do you need to hear the testimony of quote unquote trans women? Like how you pick any actual woman in this room? In what way do you know that you belong in the same category as them?
I know because they tell me. So here was
You need them to tell you what you are?
Women. Yes. I trust the opinions of the women around me.
And if most women...
It's incredible. You might try it sometime.
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman, would you say I'm not a woman anymore?
If who?
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman anymore, would you then relent and say, I'm not a woman?
I would say most people on the planet have no idea who I am. I'm going to trust the opinions of the people who've spent their lives with me.
But you are relying on other people to tell you who you are, is what we're establishing.
For context, I know you like to say, everybody's rah-rahing and supporting transgender people, and yet they're still killing themselves, etc. But I'm standing here in a room full of people applauding you and asking questions like, how can I put out legislation here in New Mexico, my home state I grew up in, to try to reverse transgenderism? I'm not safe. And
How are you not safe? You just said you're standing in a room with people who disagree with you, and you're perfectly fine. So how are you not safe? Okay, look, we're going round and round. You don't want to answer any of the questions. Maybe we'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people could probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Okay.
But you know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women...
Circular definition.
That's mine. Whatever.
Okay.
Just what is a woman? Usually it's someone with two X chromosomes. And, oh wait, that's the only way to define it. Listen, you can cross-dress, you can get some weird surgery. I'm not going to stop someone who does that. And furthermore, someone who does that and still supports their family, I'm actually okay with that. What I am not okay with is being forced to participate in the delusion. I am not going to change your pronoun designations to suit your whims. All right? If you are not a doctor, I am not going to call you doctor. Okay? If you have won an award, then you deserve the title of that award. If you are married and a man, you are Mr. If you are married and a woman, you are Mrs. You have sort of built-in titles that we all agree to. And now you're saying that I have this new title that I have not agreed to? I'm sorry, I can't even work with you on even keel. Y'all, times are rough. Record inflation is still not under control. We have a president who doesn't know what planet he's on, and the Federal Reserve continues to make dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. You can gamble on Wall Street all you want, but if you want to diversify and protect your wealth, you need to look into my friends over at Colonial Metals Group. These amazing experts understand how to keep your wealth safe and protected from the volatility of our current market. And there's even a great deal for first-time accounts. Free gold and silver-backed IRA accounts, insurance on whatever precious metals you happen to buy for 5 years, up to $7,500 worth of silver, and a nice safe for you to keep all this good stuff in. So go take a look at their website, link in the description below, or call the phone number below so you can talk personally to Paul Stone, CEO, and his amazing team of experts to protect your wealth today. For instance, I'm a Kentucky colonel. I served as an intern during one of their legislatures, and what they do for their interns, if they make it through the internship, is they make them honorary Kentucky colonels. Now, I could tell you to your face that I am a colonel, and you may address me as such. Legally, we can sort of agree to that. However, I don't, because that's really, really stupid. I do not deserve the title colonel. Colonel is the rank you achieve right before you get to general. That is an honor. That is an award. That means you have achieved something greater than the norm. And you mean to tell me that your pronouns, your titles, are something that you get to impose upon me? That is a non-starter. And that's the fundamental problem here. It isn't, am I a woman? We are arguing, and what Matt Walsh, and I don't think he fully understands this concept, but he does understand how to make this teenager look really, really stupid. He's good at that, and that's the whole Daily Wire shtick. But what he doesn't understand is that there is a spectrum of femininity to masculinity. Now, I'm not that masculine. All right, I'm 5'6", a little pudgy. I should not be someone working construction. All right. That is a masculine job. I would never survive that. I'm too short of breath, too many other little ailments here and there. But I do love my sports. I do love cheap wings and beer night. I love playing poker with the dudes. That's a guy thing. Now, I'm not a woman, so I don't even pretend to know what they do in their circles. That is a concept completely foreign to me. And it shows. But we're not asking the right question in this whole debate. We need to frame it again from a feminine to masculine as a sort of sliding scale spectrum. It does not need to be I am a woman or I am a man. For instance, the men on my mom's side of the family are a little more effeminate. The men on my dad's side of the family are more working class, more masculine. That is proof that there is sort of a spectrum to this thing. However, again, the line is crossed, and what the line should be. We have a tough time, and I know in my evangelical circles, we have a tough time defining family because we're so used to thinking of the nuclear family as the family. No, the nuclear family is not the family. The family is the Waltons. All right? It's not the sitcoms of the 70s and the 80s. It is 3, sometimes 4 generations of people living under the same house, sharing spaces with each other. That's what the family should be. Instead, we've nuclearized it, and we've made it so small that it actually is starting to fall apart. And now we have families in complete disarray, but the ones that have the most intact are the ones that live closest to, are the children who live closest to their parents. I was lucky. My grandparents, one lived about 30 miles away, the other lived less than 3 miles away. And so my parents could actually pass the kids off to the grandparents every now and then to have a break. We need to start looking at the family in a different direction. And that's what this trans student doesn't understand. That's what Matt Walsh, I don't think, understands. I think he gets it internally, but this trans student was probably kicked out by his traditional family. That is not a good thing to do. You shouldn't kick out your kids unless there is a fundamental problem like a substance abuse or feeling so neglected that they get knocked up. Something like that. That's something that says, okay, you need to leave and work out your problems because we cannot take care of that. And that's the real question I think that transgender people really need to grapple with. That's something that families need to grapple with. And we look in the wrong direction for this. The nuclear family is more of an economic model than it is a working model for actual human beings. And so I think that's what's at the real heart of the entire argument. It has nothing to do with whether your child is trans or not, or whether they're trying to trans your kids. We're asking a question that should be looked at in a completely different light. How do we organize our families? I think this is one of America's biggest problems. And so Matt Walsh can show up this kid and basically show him that no, your ideology is fundamentally warped, you aren't grounded in reality, when instead we need to be tackling a human problem from a social standpoint rather than a policy standpoint. So if you stuck around for all of that, I really do appreciate. My name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Political. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And if you have a good solution to how to properly expand a family, let me know down below. Until then, y'all have a good one.